Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we will be going over some context for episode 8 of WandaVision, and we'll also be going over episode 7 and everything that happened in that. Alright, I'd like to put the spoiler alert here. As always, at this point, it's really just for episodes 1 through 7, so if you haven't watched those, just catch up before you watch the rest of this video. So to recap episode 7, we open with the morning after Halloween, and Wanda, she just wants to relax. She's stopped caring about everything. She's not really concerned where Vision is. She makes no comment about Pietro, really. She's actually kind of pissed at him. And she also even sends her boys off to spend the day with Agnes. She just wants to be left alone. And throughout the episode, we see all the items in her house just kind of transform into the same items, but like of different brands or from different periods of time, and everything's just going haywire. Sword, we find out that they've lost the broadcast, so they don't know anything that has happened inside the Hex recently, and they are also even further away from Westview now that Wanda has expanded her reality. Vision finds Darcy, and Darcy, who was sucked in last episode, she has her own character within Wanda's reality, and Vision kind of sets her free from that, and they start to work together or to investigate. Monica and Jimmy meet with some sword agents, and they introduce to them the space rover right here, which they will use to go into the Hex. Agnes, like I said before, she just kind of looks over Billy and Tommy for the day. And Monica, she's the one who's going to pilot the space rover to try and go into the Hex, but it doesn't work. So when the rover breaks apart, she just goes in herself. And that's her third time going in, so keep that in mind. Now she's changed even more. Darcy, mostly off camera, I guess, was explaining everything to Vision, everything that happened in the last, well, I don't know, maybe ever since he became part of the Avengers. Anything she knew about him, she explained to him, because Vision didn't know any of this. Anything about how he died and how half the universe went away and all that. Monica ends up barging into Wanda's house and confronts her. Wanda just wants nothing to do with her, tries to kind of send her away, but she lands on the ground. You can kind of see she's becoming Photon, as I mentioned in the last video, who's a superhero. Agnes kind of separates the two of them and brings Wanda over to her house. Wanda, while she's sitting in Agnes's place, is getting suspicious. She's realizing the boys aren't anywhere to be seen. Agnes reveals herself as Agatha Harkness, and that's followed by a theme song that explains everything she's done. And then, of course, there's a credits scene. If you haven't seen that, pause the video, go into the episode and skip all the way to the end, kind of, and then just look at this short credit scene. You might have missed it. Some people just don't stick around to watch it, so just go back and see that. Now, these are the two things I thought were really weird in this episode. You might have been wondering about these as well, and any questions you might have had might have been answered at some point by the end of the episode. But really, just you hear the interviewer off screen just ask Wanda if she thinks that this is what she deserves, and even Wanda herself is really confused about that. And Billy over here tells Agnes that she's quiet. Now remember, he has psychic abilities, kind of, and he can't sense anything coming from I guess Agnes's mind, and he's never really expressed this about anyone else in Westview, so it could be something pretty significant. But also, we could both of these might have been justified by the end of the episode, where Agnes reveals herself as the main villain. And like I said, if you haven't seen the credit scene, hopefully you have by now. But the this is all it was really. Uh, let's see. Monica was trying to find a way into Agnes's house, and she can't seem to. She wants to investigate where they went, where she took Wanda, and then Pietro's back. If you're wondering what happened to him, and all this really does is it sets up Pietro as an obstacle in the next episode, who kind of uh, hinders Monica from helping out. Well, not next episode, but in the episode after that. So, Agnes, she was really just this sweet lady for every episode. This nosy neighbor who was always offering to help Wanda, and then she turns into this evil mess. Or she always was, but she was behind everything, as her theme song suggests. And this is her comic accurate form. Uh, can't say they look very similar, in my opinion, but you know, there you'll learn a lot more about her. She was a witch during the Salem witch trials, and that's kind of where her origin story takes place. A few things I'd like to remind you about Wanda. Most people think that Wanda has stolen the Vision's body and is really just playing around with it in her reality. Even a lot of you, the audience of WandaVision, might be thinking that, and it may or may not be true. We still have to figure that out. Wanda's parents are dead, and you'll learn how Stark Industries had something to do with that. Strucker, the Hydra Nazi agent kind of guy, that he experimented on Wanda for many years of her life. And Vision in the Avengers compound, when Wanda started living there after the Battle of Sokovia, he was the first one to really open up to her and befriend her, and that's just some context that you all might need. All right, you are prepared to watch episode 8 of WandaVision. So what this episode will accomplish is it'll give you a dive into Wanda's past, as Agnes kind of, or well, Agatha now, kind of shows her around and really just puts her through all this trauma. You'll see that it's a pretty dark episode, but again, a lot of your questions will be answered. But I still hope you enjoy it, and we will see you back here to discuss what happened in episode 8, and I will give you context for the season finale, episode 9. So we are almost there, everyone. I will see you back here so we can do all that. All right, bye.